The story begins on a silent night. We see a plane full of soldiers who were ready to strike. They start descending off the plane one by one. We see our protagonist, Special Squadron Captain Kang-san. He prepares to descend as well, but while descending he bumps into a side of the plane and dislocates his shoulder. But he was able to control his movement and started to descend calmly. He admires the scenery from up there, but suddenly he sees a soldier who wasn't changing his direction and was coming straight to him. He tries to warn him, but he wasn't able to control it. If he were to land like this, he will definitely die. He catches him and tries to save him, but now there are two people with one parachute. He screams at him to watch out for his legs, but he was unconscious. Then suddenly there opens a portal. When the captain wakes up, he finds himself in a strange place. It was very hot also, but their training was in March, so how could it be this hot? Then he notices the guy from earlier that caused him so much trouble. He goes to see if he was still alive and found out that she was a female soldier. She was fast asleep, and he woke her up by flicking at her head. She introduces herself as First Lieutenant Kim Bi-yoon, and she works as an interpreter at the Department of Information. He shows her the forest and asks her if she knows anything about it. As expected, she didn't know either. She asks him if it is possible that they are dead. He scolds her and tells her to stop with that nonsense. Suddenly a big monster comes from his behind and it slashes him. He didn't even get the chance to defend himself against it, and right after that, he goes for the lieutenant. It was about to attack her, but the captain throws a rock at him from behind. It looks like his jacket was able to save him from the attack. He gets in a position to fight him. He thinks about his past. Because of his personality, Kang can't stand unrighteousness. He has been fighting since he was young. He fought against gangsters and he also fought terrorist groups. Because of that, he was very good at fighting. He was even able to wipe out a whole group of terrorists on his own. And with all that fighting, he has learned to be calm even in unexpected and unprecedented situations like this. He was actually fighting this monster. He goes for the gun, but the monster breaks it. Kang knows that it is stronger than him and it's too risky to fight it head on. So, he decides to fight him with his techniques. He tells Yin that he will buy her time and to shoot when she gets the chance. Kang grabs that monster and throws it into a rock. He was surprised to see what just happened. He didn't know he had this kind of strength, but this didn't inflict much on it damage at all. This only pissed it off. They start fighting again. Kang asks Yin to shoot it, but she can't shoot because it is moving too much. Kang makes it stab into a big stone. The monster gets stuck in the rock. Kang finds an opening to attack it, but his shoulder starts aching because of that bump earlier. That monster captures Kang, and as it was about to kill him, Yin shoots it down with her gun. They find a rock on which their name was written. They were shocked to see why their name was written there. They find a cave where a big map was. We see two females running away from something. One of them was an elf while the other was a human. But they get caught. They apologize for running away and beg to not kill them, but he kills them anyway. It looks like there are many other people as well who are stuck here, and that man with white hair is watching everyone's movement. He gets excited to see Kang and Yin. They were having their meal and trying to figure out what was going on. They've been walking for 2 days, but they still haven't been able to find any trace of human civilization. Kang asks her if her eyesight is bad, to which she replies it was, but now it's not. Kang also realizes that he has gotten stronger than before. They go to that cave again, and this time they try to look inside, and what they found was terrifying. That place was filled with human remains and bodies. Yin gets a strange message on her phone. The message was, "You have been summoned. This place is called Pian, a place where the boundary between life and death has collapsed. You will be given a sacred mission. You will be given a reward once you complete a mission." The mission details are on the screen. The mobile screen gets bigger and monsters come out of it. It was 1 Argon and 2 Alpines, and it was all this man's doing. He was testing them for some reason. They run towards their base but get attacked by the 2 Alpines on the way. Yin shoots one of them while Kang uses a wooden stick to fight the other one. But then, the Argon also comes there and attacks Kang. One of the Alpines injures Kang badly, but he still stands up to fight the Argon. He kicks it in the face and stabs it with his knife, but it bites him in his shoulder and throws the knife. Kang kicks the knife while it was in the air and stabs its eye and kills it. An image falls out of his pocket and he starts thinking about an incident in the past where he and his team were on a mission and they got ambushed by the enemy forces. There was chaos everywhere. Kang got hurt and gets unconscious, and when he wakes up he sees his friend in terrible condition. He says Kang to live, and that's why Kang is so determined to live. The Argon wasn't dead yet. It attacks Kang, but Yin comes in the way to save his life. The poison started reacting with his body and his eyes started glowing. He slams the monster against the wall and slices him into pieces. That man was enjoying all this. The poison started affecting Kang's body and he wasn't able to breathe. Right then a being comes there. It wasn't like the rest of the monsters. It uses its power to heal its wounds. Yin wakes up, and Kang tells her what happened after she got unconscious, how that being treated them, and also fixed their guns as well, indicating there is more fight to come. Yin starts crying and asks Kang if will they be able to get out of there. Kang reassures her by showing her the traps that he led when she was asleep. He tells her they will definitely get out of there. Yin notices that the food she had left earlier was gone, also a feather. We see it was a man with wings that ate their food. We see that man again, who was craving a drink called nectar. His name is Noel and he was banned from drinking nectar because he broke the rules by interfering with the test subjects. And there was also this girl named Nil. She says him to complete the mission and don't interfere with the test subjects physically, otherwise Master will be angry. He releases the monsters, and this time there was also a special kind of monster as well. Yin was on the watch. She starts thinking about her past and her parents. Kang also comes there. He asks her what she thinks of this mission, to which she replies that maybe the reward that we'll get after completing the mission is the key. Kang again reassures her that we'll survive somehow. Right then they hear that those monsters are coming, but this time they were ready for them. They get in position and watch them while they get inside the trap. Kang cuts a rope and manages to kill one of them while Ian also starts shooting at them. One monster was about to attack Kang, but it also falls into one of the traps and Kang kills it with his knife. He feels much lighter and stronger now. One of the monsters attacks Yin, but Kang saves her. But then comes that special kind of monster from Yin's behind. That thing tells them to run away. He can't control his body. It was going to attack Yin, but then comes that bird man and stabs that monster with his feather, saving Yin's life. That bird man was confused. Why did Null send this monster here? Kang asks him who Null is. He gets angry, but he notices that Kang's eyes were glowing and says that he is an awakened. That monster attacks Yin and she faints. Then it attacks Kang, and he gets blown away just by its wind pressure. The Birdman saves him from the monster's next attack. Kang asks why is he helping them, to which he replies that he is a herald and it's his duty to remove outside elements from the mission, and also says that he hasn't eaten anything like that before. He was talking about the meal from earlier. The Birdman and the monster start fighting, but the monster was overpowering him and eventually it stabs him. But this time, Kang saves him from the monster by cutting his hand. He grabs the sword while its hand was still intact and attacks it with all his might, and slices the monster into two parts. Then we see the guy who was pulling their string. It was their master that they were talking about. When that monster dies, a book drops off its hand. It starts glowing. Kang's hand muscles start tearing apart. It was because of the attack he used earlier. His body wasn't ready for such an attack. The Birdman also starts coughing blood. He tells Kang that the monster was covered in multidimensional energy, and it's extremely hard to cut through that. And seeing him, he also doesn't know how to control his awakened power. That's why his muscles are badly twisted. They start arguing about who should get the treatment first. Kang tells him that this pain is nothing compared to his training. But eventually, Kang's situation gets worse and he also starts coughing blood. The Birdman gives him some nectar and says he'll be fully healed by tomorrow. Suddenly his eyes start glowing and he flies from there, saying, "We'll meet again soon." Now, we see that the master has summoned all his disciples for a meeting regarding the recent incident that was caused by Null. There were more people like Null in the meeting. Yin tries to understand the book, but she wasn't able to read it because it was written in an unknown language. Yin goes to wake Kang up, but he was already up and training. He was furious because he can't use his powers on his will. Yin tells him that he was in bed for a whole day. She asks him if it was really safe to train in his condition. Kang tells Yin that if he doesn't learn how to use his power, it could end up being poisonous to his body. That way he'll either die because of the poison or by a monster because he can't use his power. Yin asks Kang why is he so determined to live. Most people would have given up by now. He thinks about his past and his friend, and the incident that put his friend in that situation. He calms his mind, and this time he was able to use his powers to some extent, and now he knows how to use them. They call this power Accelerate. Suddenly there comes an ugly monster from above, and many Alpines come out of that monster. They need to kill 10 more of these and their first mission would be complete. Yin comes up with an idea to get rid of them efficiently. Kang compliments her and they get on with their plan. These monsters were more powerful than the other Alpines. They were throwing some kind of poisonous darts. Kang was out of bullets, so he fights them with his knife. But there were too many of them and they capture Kang, and as they were about to kill them, Yin throws a nade at them, and Kang frees himself from them. And now Yin has also awakened her powers. Yin saves him from the remains of the monster, but monsters shoot their darts at Yin. Kang comes in the way to rescue her, but he gets poisoned himself. They run, but his vision starts to get blurry. They reach their base, where Kang collapses because of the poison. Yin tries to get rid of the poison and starts crying. The monsters even find them there, and now she has no choice but to fight them by herself. Kang sees her fighting and tries to get up but fails. Yin was losing. She desperately asks him to get up, and this time he awakened his power. His blood shells start fighting the poison, and finally, he gets up. Yin was severely injured, and as the monsters were about to kill her, Kang uses his power, and somehow the time stops. He saves Yin by killing those monsters without them getting a chance to even react. Yin sees that suddenly all the monsters were killed and sees Kang, who collapses with his injuries, saying he needs to rest for a bit.